Oh, man.
Wow, that's crazy. How did we just miss that?
This is a public apology to my...
Yo,
What's
we
up?
are back.
We're back.
My boy.
Back full in effect.
How you been? How was Dubai?
It was great. Had
was
a good
great?
time with the family, you know.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great to hear.
Yeah.
Anyways, realistically, how was the fights last night? Did you catch that Jan Blachowicz?
I did. It was really, it was actually a pretty solid card.
What would you rate the card, 1 through 10?
I think it was probably a good solid 8.
8?
Yeah.
Good submissions, couple knockouts. I had fun watching the card. I tuned into a couple fights. One of the first fights that caught my eye was Frank Camacho versus Torres. What's his first name, though?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
I forgot his first name, but dude, monster, bro.
Yes.
The stand-up on this kid, like, it just kind of reminded me of Justin Gaethje. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was like, he surprised me. Also, Viva Mexico, because, you know, your boy Mexican too, but I had to show the love. But he surprised me for like a up and comer, 26, young, and he seemed like he was hungry, and he brought the fight to him. It was a dog fight.
And I kind of took it was a little personal because the dude he knocked out, his name was Frank, so I was rooting against him.
Yeah.
But then I got to watch the fight kind of unfold, and it's like this dude throws like Justin Gaethje, just power in every shot, hooks, uppercuts, jabs. Everything was super sharp and clean. And yeah, he's 26, so that's another up and comer in the 155-pound division, which I already think is the most skilled division. It's the most stacked, and it's probably the hardest to climb.
Yeah.
Moving on, another fight that caught my eye. Another fight that kind of just that was really entertaining to watch was that co-main event. We had Ryan Spann versus Cutelaba.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know who this is, but he's super wild dude. He's like every face off, everything. He's super in your face, breaking all the rules. He does not care.
I think there was a clip of him like painted all green, like he dressed it like the Hawk. I think that's his nickname. It's like the Hawk.
Something, but he is entertaining though. Like he does go crazy, so I like that a lot. But in their fight yesterday, I already knew it was going to be a dog fight. And both fighters are they get active on the feet. And Ryan Spann, he came in there hot, and he took him down and
submitted him with a guillotine.
Yeah, he
tried to if you watch the fight, he tried to wrap him up in that guillotine a couple times, and then he finally got that good position, and it was like that. He tapped real quick.
The one thing I like about that is this is something I haven't seen from Ryan Spann in a long time, so it just shows me he's evolving his game.
Yeah.
And he's somebody to not play within the light heavyweight
division.
Yeah. But the one thing I was super excited for, the main event obviously is one thing that drew me to the fight, Jan Blachowicz versus Alexander Rakic. Who did you have winning going into the fight?
So I had Jan going into a fight for like the simple fact is that he lost the title, and I know that I had a feeling that he obviously wants to go and get that rematch,
and he worked for it,
and also he's a good fighter. You know what I mean? So I know that Rakic. Right,
Alexander Rakic. Yeah,
I know that he's good too.
He's a very good contender. He's definitely he's very young. He's very explosive. As I seen yesterday, he holds himself well together. He's a contender for sure. But he got dealt with yesterday. That first round. They came out swinging. Yeah. I also had Blachowicz winning this fight just because of the power, the experience, and the wrestling. But they started the fight. It looked very it was very stand up, like a Muay Thai. Alexander Rakic was trying to chop down at the legs, but Jan was checking them very well and throwing his own leg kicks that were kind of damaging Alexander's legs. You could see the welts and the purple. Going into the second round, though, well, not to go past the first round, Alexander Rakic was dropped a couple times by Jan Blachowicz with a couple check left hooks, and he throws a beautiful 1-2 with the right overhand. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and he ended up putting it all together at one point, and he got his first knockdown of that round. So it just showed me that he's still, like, I kind of thought he was a little bit of a slouch after his last performance, but it showed me he was still ready to contend. Yeah. And then you seen that second round, right? Where he just was getting held down. Well, he didn't get held down because wrestling is a part of MMA, but Alexander Rakic was able to take him to the ground and hold him there the whole round. And this is one thing, like, if you want to contend for a belt, you got to have ground game, and Jan's been on the ground twice now that I've seen in his last 2 fights, where it's just like he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he stayed on that whole round. He stayed on the ground the whole second round. So,
especially him getting outclassed, by someone losing the title to. I don't think that Glover's a slouch. Not to get
for sure. But he is
topic, but for him to like hold him down and then submit him like that, like if you want to be top level like champion, you have to have a good ground game, especially grappling. As well.
Especially, and not to even knock at Glover, like he is he's a legend on the ground in his submissions and his jiu-jitsu. But if you're a champion and you want to be a champion, your whole camp should have been about defending that, and we didn't see that well in that title fight. But moving on, in the third round, so Jan just got done getting held that whole second round. So he's coming out, of course, swinging. They're going at it, and he rocked Alexander with a nice right hand. And then Alexander threw a leg kick, because I don't think he wanted to get in that stand-up anymore, and he threw a leg kick. And his own leg, it didn't break or anything like Anderson Silva or nothing, but he just collapsed on his leg. So I think he might have torn a couple of things. I don't remember what they said, but Jan Blachowicz is still up. Yeah, he's still good, but I know that they got the light heavyweight title match. But I think maybe he should wait and wait to see who wins that. But I'm not sure if he's done enough to get that rematch. So.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they had Jan versus the Russian guy. What's his name?
I think I'm not sure his name, but I know who you're talking about. I think he's scheduled to fight. Oh,
No, he doesn't have a scheduled fight.
He doesn't have a scheduled fight? Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think so. So I think that I think it's possible. He just fought
Thiago Santos. Yes.
So, and I think that they're probably going to try to make that fight for a title eliminator. In my opinion, just to speak on that fight, if that does happen, I don't feel like Jan's going to beat him.
At all?
He's just good on the ground.
I think that dude is wrestler. Super explosive. I know who exactly you're talking about, and I think I have something here that was showing me a rumor of his next fight. I'm not sure. But, yes, if he does want to fight for the title, that's a definitely. If he beats him, that's ending a 10-fight win streak or a 9-fight win streak. He would definitely be able to fight for a title shot.
The only thing I would worry about with that fight is that Jan's power.
Yeah.
So that's.
You got to worry about that in every fight when you fight Jan Blachowicz. Like he says, the Polish power is real. Luke Rockhold has felt it. It's no joke. Nah, I don't. I guess I don't see him. I don't see the fight, but I guess he's not scheduled. So if he wants to fight. If you guys
do know, comment under the video. If you guys do know if he's fighting somebody.
Yeah, if you guys know any rumors of any fights, let us know because I'd love to talk about them. But one thing I did want to get into, since you weren't here last week, I kind of want to ask you on Michael Chandler's performance. What did you think, man?
I told you this from the get-go. Michael Chandler is my favorite fighter.
Yeah,
I love him. I love how he is. So, like, just seeing that win and how he, honestly, like, how he beat Tony Ferguson, I was happy for him. Yeah. Because I'm like, man, I want to see him be a champ. Like, this guy dominated in Bellator. He's a good fighter, and I was just surprised, bro. I was surprised that he just kicked him, like, and it was just
the way it happened.
Yeah, it was just surprising, and like you said, I watched your review, and like you said, man, I don't think that Tony Ferguson's done. I think he's definitely still a contender, and I think that he can beat some of these guys.
He definitely proved it. But one thing I want to get into now, since we're kind of past that, we're kind of looking at what's next, right? Yeah. So for Michael Chandler, what do you think is next?
So what makes sense for me is what he said. He called out Conor McGregor. That makes the perfect sense. At 170, that's a great fight. I would love to see that. So you
would you say that's number one option for him right now?
Number one option if he wants to get that bread, and if he wants to like do a big fight, yes. Try to make that happen. Dana White, get it done. Because who wouldn't want to see that?
My thing is, and Conor's one of my favorite fighters. You know this. Yeah. I don't think Conor wants to fight Chandler. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's definitely not a scared thing, but Chandler called him out and Conor didn't. Conor usually is talking crap, and he was very humble about, we could definitely do it in the future, and And that just showed me that fight's not happening, honestly.
Yeah.
But what I do think that's realistic is a Dustin versus Chandler fight.
That would
Or
be
a
rough.
Gaethje versus Chandler fight.
Yeah.
But if I was Chandler, I would hold it over Gaethje's head. Like, you're coming off a loss.
Yeah.
But the rematch of 2021 Fight of the Year, I would love it. So,
Yeah.
but I think I'm more Dustin Chandler or Nate Diaz Chandler, because he said 170 he'll fight in there if he's not fighting for a belt.
Yeah, and that was gonna ask you too. What because I know Gaethje is one of your favorite fighters. What do you think is next for Justin Gaethje?
Looking at it from outer spec, I think I would try to go for that Dustin rematch.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful fight to avenge one of your losses.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean,
maybe
you know what's crazy?
Maybe Darush.
You know what's crazy? We didn't even talk about Michael Johnson.
Oh man!
Wow,
Oh,
that's crazy. How did we just miss that?
Michael Johnson is back, baby. That's what we want to talk
For
about.
real.
Michael Johnson is back. Actually, you know what? This is a public apology to Michael Johnson. We're
For
sorry,
real, bro. That's great. It just went straight over my head.
Yeah, I know.
But Michael Johnson is back.
Yes, he is.
Yesterday, he fought one of Charles Oliveira's. He's in one of Charles Oliveira's camps.
Yeah.
Patchy, I'm not sure of his name. But so you can just see, speaking, if you have Charles Oliveira in your corner or anywhere near you, you have to be somewhat a pro
Good.
athlete. You're a beast.
We're talking about the champ, the one that's beat everybody that
And-
we thought he wasn't gonna beat.
Literally.
Which is crazy.
And Michael Johnson went in there yesterday like he never left.
Yeah.
Like he never left. Like he
Yeah.
looked better than when he left.
Yeah.
His ground defense, his sprawls, he was circling around to get to the middle of the cage. His hands.
Yeah.
Did you reflect? Is there anything you want to reflect on in
Dude,
that?
he just honestly, I think he's probably one of the best strikers in that 155 division. I think that he can beat a lot of these guys, and I think a lot of people sleep on him, man.
And the thing is,
People forget that he fought like
Dustin,
Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, Khabib.
Mhm.
Like he's fought these guys, bro.
The
It's been
experience
wars.
is there, and I love watching Michael Johnson fight just because I've seen his sparring videos with Michael Chandler and Kamaru Usman, and he's gonna stand up and bang the whole fight.
Yeah.
And I know he had a tough loss at but Michael Chandler, he definitely can strike with anybody, put on a show for anybody. And if I want to see him fight in his next fight, I'm super big fan of Bobby Green.
Yeah.
I would love to see him fight Bobby Green. That's something.
Bobby Green and him would be a crazy fight.
It would be gorgeous, man.
Honestly, I think that could be like I could see that being a co-main event on pay-per-view.
Nah, relax.
come on.
In a pay-per-view?
No, not like a co-main event. Like if there was a chance. No, come on.
Because
Dude,
in a
that
pay-per-view, I'm thinking 2 belts. And
Yeah,
then
like okay, maybe like
the
third fight.
main event.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But what's more
Make that
realistic?
thing 5 rounds.
What's
though.
more
Don't
realistic?
make it 3.
Yeah, facts.
For real.
What's more realistic to me though would possibly be like a fight night main event.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think, and that would help people draw to the UFC fight nights at least. Like fight nights are no sleepers. Like they have great fights on fight nights. And it's only $5 if you have ESPN Plus. So
yeah, $5.99.
yeah, a month.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's great.
We're not sponsored, but we need to be.
We love to. We love to.
For real.
But so sorry to Michael Johnson, but yes, Michael Johnson did great yesterday.
Fire.
His stand up, his hands, everything looked great, and I'd love to see him get back in there with Bobby Green or Dan Hooker or anybody like that. But moving on to call outs and what's been going on in the UFC drama, we finally have our June 2nd card.
Yes.
Very excited.
No, June 11th.
July 2nd card.
July
Israel
2nd.
Adesanya.
Oh yeah.
We got.
I thought you were talking about the next pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view is June 11th.
I got you.
Yeah.
We don't want to branch off too far into talking about cards into the future. But I did want to cover this real quick. We got Israel Adesanya, Jared Cannonier. It's just announced Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I love that. And then I'm trying to think. Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Versus the person she's versus is a contender. She's been a while for a longer.
Brazilian contender.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other fights underneath that. I think no, you know what? I don't think they're fighting on that card. They're not fighting on the card. You know who is right there third? Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira.
Oh, yeah.
Which is right under Israel Adesanya.
Didn't you predict that, though?
I told you,
Let's talk about it. I remember Frank saying that. You said that. You said that he should fight Strickland, and they made it happen, which is kind of crazy.
And bro, who do you got?
You know what's crazy, bro? I think that Strickland might beat him. I just think that he will. I don't know what it is. I just see Strickland winning by knockout or TKO. Maybe by submission, but I just see him getting him out of there.
I feel you.
Especially his last. We talked about his last fight, and he talked about how like he felt that he was kind of cautious and whatever. That's the only thing I worry about him is that he's gonna get caught in the fire.
And I think the worst person you want to go stand up with is somebody who's knocked out Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
And Sean Strickland's not a wrestler. Obviously, if he's smart, he's working on his wrestling right now. Yeah. Because there's no way you're gonna beat him on stand up. There's no way. But if he wins, it's by wrestling, obviously, because I think Alex Pereira can win that fight. And if he wins this fight, he's going to call out the main event. Israel Adesanya is going to be right above him. That's perfect. That's great matchmaking. I'm very excited.
I also think that I think that he does win. He needs at least one more fight to fight for the title.
Really?
Yeah.
After beating the number 5 guy?
I think so, man. Dude, you got to think about it like this, right?
Okay.
This is his probably second fight in the UFC.
Okay.
He's won, granted.
Okay.
But also it's like I think it's just too fast, bro. I think it's too fast. I think he needs one more guy after this one. It depends how he wins, but even then I think still he needs one more guy, and then I think he can get Izzy. To add on to what you're saying, I do believe he's underexperienced in the MMA aspect, and he hasn't fought a style matchup that's too dominant for him. Like I'm not sure if he's fought any too dominant wrestlers. But I know his last fight against Bruno Silva, that guy was dominant, at least in the stand-up, and he was able to overcome that. Yeah. So I think he has the ability and the skills to definitely fight for the belt, but there is that worry that is he experienced enough, and I wouldn't say he needs one more fight. It depends how good this performance is. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. If he can dominate Sean Strickland, who's been around the UFC for 5+ years and has been dominant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He deserves it. And I think that he's ready for it. Because I think Sean Strickland's on a 9 or 10 fight win streak. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty high up there.
he's because Sean Strickland is a very good 185 contender. So if Alex Pereira can knock him down and win that fight, I think he fights for a title.
Definitely.
But I want you guys to I want you guys' opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We got this whiteboard here. I know you guys are probably like, what's going on with this?
What's going on with this thing in the middle of us?
We wanted to do a new thing where the most liked comment or some comment that we think is funny or a question or anything, we'll write it down right here with your name, and we'll answer it right after the video, at the end of the video, maybe at the beginning. We'll see what you guys comment. But
anything that you guys have a question or want our opinion on or anything like that, we'll write it on and we'll answer it as best as we can.
All right then. Thank you guys.
All right, guys.
I'll see you later.
Peace.